Hello, guys and gals. We are on part 2 of Limericks Rhymes and Riddles, and it is selected by Carol J. Drexler and Marion Gutmann. Pictures by Bill Greenfield. Last time we got to page 36 of this book, and that's where we are going to continue from. I figure we can probably finish this off in this run, and the last video was around 28 minutes, around 29 minutes or so, and I figure that we can probably do that in this amount of time as well. Okay. Oh, wow, look at all those pies. There was an old man of Dunbury who taught little Alice to drink tea, for he said to eat mice is not proper or nice. That amiable man of Dunbury. A mouse in her room woke Miss Dowd. She was frightened and screamed very loud. Then a happy thought hit her to scare off the critter. She sat up in bed and meowed. I guess that would probably work. There was an old lady of Brooking who had a great genius for cooking. She could bake 60 pies, all quite the same size, and tell which was which without looking. There was an old man of Blackheath who sat... I'm sorry, this one's just extra funny. There was an old man of Blackheath who sat on his set of false teeth. Said he with a start, "Oh, Lord bless my heart, I've bitten myself underneath." That's clever. Okay, I really don't want to give away any of these, actually, so we're going to scroll over here for now. Let's look at the bedspread. In what place did the rooster crow when all the world heard him? In Noah's Ark. Why did the jelly roll? It saw the apple turn over. Though I dance at a ball, I am nothing at all. What am I? A shadow. Yes, definitely a shadow. How far can you go into the woods? As far as the center, then you will be going out, which makes sense. How did Jonah feel when the whale swallowed him? Down at the mouth. Now I can do this. Why does lightning strike people? Because it doesn't know how to conduct itself. Why is a football stadium cold? Because it has so many fans. Why is the sun like a good loaf of bread? Because it is light when it rises. It's just funny. Why couldn't the pony talk? He was a little hoarse. What is the best way to double your money? Fold it. That's genius. Yeah, that is just genius. Okay, we're going to look at this one first. Said the boy to his teacher one day, "Right has not written, right, right, I say." And the teacher replied, as the blunder she eyed, "Right, right, 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 away." And for that, we need to do this to show all the different kinds of words. Right, 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 away. And that's actually a good little sentence. A boy who played tunes on a comb had become such a nuisance at home that Ma spanked him, and then, "Will you do it again?" And he cheerfully answered her, "Nom." Comb, home, nom. Awesome. There was a young lady of Bright whose speed was much faster than light. She went out one day in a relative way and returned on the previous night. We're at page 42 now. Okay, we'll look at this page because there's jokes on this one. What has every living person seen but will never see again? Yesterday. Why are fishermen and shepherds like beggars? Because they live by hook and by crook. By crook, they mean the little sheep's crook thing that they used to grab the sheep, you know. What goes up and down without touching the sky or the ground? A pump handle. What tool grows sharper with use? The tongue. What does an ironclad vessel of war with 4 inches of steel plating and all her guns on board weigh just before starting on a course? A cruise, rather. She weighs anchor. Okay. It says here. I went to the river and couldn't get across. I paid $5 for an old gray horse. The horse wouldn't pull, so I traded for a bull. The bull wouldn't holler, so I traded for $1. The dollar wouldn't pass, so I threw it in the grass. The grass wouldn't grow, so I traded for a hoe. The hoe wouldn't dig, so I traded for a pig. The pig wouldn't squeal, so I traded for a wheel. The wheel wouldn't run, so I traded for a gun. The gun wouldn't shoot, so I traded for a boot. The boot wouldn't fit, so I thought I'd better quit. And there you have the horse, the bull, the dollar, the pig, the gun, the hoe, the boot, and the wheel. Okay, here we go. What part of the locomotive requires the most attention? The tender part. What runs all day but never runs away? A clock. How do you keep an elephant from going through the eye of a needle? You tie a knot in its tail. Who goes to sleep with his shoes on? A horse. What would you color the sun and the wind? The sun rose and the wind blew. Okay. There was a young lady of Niger who smiled as she rode on a tiger. They came back from the ride with the lady inside and a smile on the face of the tiger. Cool. Never trust a tiger, I guess, is that lesson. Okay. There was a young man so benighted, he never knew when he was slighted. He went to a party and ate just as hearty as if he'd been really invited. Okay. There was a young man of Bengal who went to a fancy dress ball. He went just for fun, dressed up as a bun, and the dog ate him up in the hall. I guess that makes sense. That's page 47. Page 48. What is black inside, red outside, and has 4 corners? A chimney. What did the pig say when the farmer got him by the tail? This is the end of me. Do you know what kinds of skins make the best shoes? No, but I know that bananas make the best slippers. Why was the little shoe sad? Because his mother was a sneaker and his father was a loafer. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard." These are going pretty fast. Well, we're going to put this to the side for now. What is the right kind of timber for castles in the air? The right type of timber for castles in the air. Sunbeams. What name besides Anna reads the same both ways? Hannah. You just added H to each side. What question is... excuse me. What question is it to which you must answer yes? What does YES spell? Okay, so what is it that works when it plays and plays when it works? A player piano. What is the difference between a 5-cent piece and an old dime? 5 cents. What did the letter say to the stamp? Stick with me and we'll go places. Why does a hummingbird hum? Because he doesn't know the words. What has 8 legs, 3 heads, 6 eyes, and 2 wings? A man riding a horse and carrying a chicken. Why is a crossword puzzle like a quarrel? Because one word leads to another. What roof covers the most noisy tenant? The roof of the mouth. We are to page 52. There was a young lady whose eyes were unique as to color and size. When she opened them wide, people turned aside and started away in surprise. There was a young farmer of Leeds who swallowed 6 packs of seeds. It soon came to pass he was covered with grass and couldn't sit down for the weeds. Okay, we are only 11 minutes in and making good time. Okay, I think it's safe for this. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? And that's true. I do agree with that. A certain young man of great gumption, monks cannibals had the presumption to go, but alack, he never came back. They say 'twas a case of consumption. What do ghosts ride in the amusement park? The roller coaster. What flies forever and rests never? The wind. How can you divide 10 potatoes equally among 7 persons? You mash them. What day of the year is a command to go forward? March 4th. What trembles at each breath of air, yet can bear the heaviest burdens? Water. That's interesting. Okay, I guess it's safe for this one. I got a dog as thin as a rail. He's got fleas all over his tail. Every time his tail goes flop, the fleas on the bottom all hop to the top. I guess that makes sense. The man of the wilderness said to me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered him, I thought good, as many red herring as grow in the wood. So let me read that one again, so I can get this straight in my head. The man in the wilderness said to me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered him as I thought good, as many red herrings as grow in the wood. I guess that makes sense. Okay. A blind beggar had a brother, and the brother died. The man who died had no brother. What was the beggar? A woman. Okay. I see. What room can no one enter? A mushroom. What kind of cord is impossible to tie into a knot? A cord of wood. What driver never gets arrested? A screwdriver. What is the difference between a deer fleeing from hunters and a midget witch? One is a hunted stag, the other is a stunted hag. I like that picture down there, that deer. That's cute. 58. We're to page 58 now. I guess that either side is fine here. So we're going to look at this one. A tutor who tooted a flute tried to teach two young tutors to toot. Said the two to the tutor, is it harder to toot or to tutor two tutors to toot? There was an old man from the Rhine who was asked at what hour he would dine. He replied at 11, at 3, 6, and 7, at 8 and a quarter of 9. Because he has all different watches on. That's cool. When a jolly young fisher named Fisher went fishing for fish in a fisher, a fish with a grin pulled the fisherman in. Now they're fishing the fisher for fisher. The fisher for fisher. Okay, that's cute. There was a young lady from Lynn who was so exceedingly thin that when she essayed to drink lemonade, she slipped through the straw and fell in. Clever. We are almost done here. Oh. I'm going to put this to the side now because there are jokes on both pages. Why does the Statue of Liberty stand in New York Harbor? Because it can't sit down. What months have 27 days? All of them. Why did the farmer name his pig Ink? Because he kept running out of the pen. When should any pig be able to write? When he has been turned into a pen. Why is coffee like an axe with a dull edge? Because each must be ground before it can be used. What fruit is on a penny? A date. Now, what is higher than a house yet seems smaller than a mouse? A star in the sky. When are robes like water? When they are flowing. What did one candle say to another candle? These birthdays burn me up. What is a bare-faced liar? One without whiskers. Oh, I get it. Yeah, okay. Why is a coward like a leaky barrel? Because both run. We're to page 62 here. Let's see if I can get the page to turn. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're going to look at this cute little monster here with 3 eyes. There was a young lady of Norway who casually sat in a doorway. When the door squeezed her flat, she exclaimed, "What of that? It's this courageous young lady of Norway." There was a young girl in the choir whose voice rose higher and higher till it reached such a height it was clear out of sight, and they found it next day in the spire. There was a young man from the city who met what he thought was a kitty. He gave it a pat and said, "Nice little cat," and they buried his clothes out of pity. And this is the very last one, and it's got some jokes on it, so we're just going to put it right here. Oh, why is a snake smart? Because you can't pull its leg. What cannot run though it has 3 feet? A yardstick. Now, the very last one is, let me get this one. The bottle of perfume that Willie sent was highly displeasing to Millicent. Her thanks was so cold they quarreled, I'm told, though that silly scent Willie sent Millicent. Through that silly scent Willie sent Millicent. That's clever. I like that. And that was the conclusion of Limericks Rhymes and Riddles. It was, they were selected by Carol J. Drexler. She did a good job. I think, or maybe it's a guy. They did a good job. And Marion Gutmann. And pictures by Bill Greenfield. I really enjoyed the pictures in this book. I'll have the first part linked in the description. And this is going to do it for this video. If you like this content, then make sure that you subscribe, you hit like, and you ring the bell so you can know when I upload. And I've got a very wide variety of stuff on my channel in a variety of tastes. I'm up to almost 300 videos by now and up to 30 subscribers. So with that said, I appreciate all the support. I make these videos because I enjoy making them. And I believe that'll do it. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and have a great day.